Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have Ross here. She is our pharmacist working a remote job, but you know what? In addition to that, she has her own business, and I think it's amazing to hear her story and how she go through it for those who are interested to have your own business. And she is also a career coach, so to help transition folks into another career that is rewarding for you. So with that, I'm going to turn to Ross to introduce herself and get started on this awesome start.
Okay. Well, hello again, Anne. I am back.
So,
I'm Ross, like Anne said, and I like to keep myself busy. Obviously, if you watched the last video, you probably would have noticed that I do have a part-time position as a telepharmacist, but I also have my own business, and I also collaborate with Pharmacy Career Coach. So I provide some advice to fellow colleagues to transition and find fulfilling careers.
awesome. So can you tell me more about what motivated you to start your business and how did you come up with the name Off Script and just the whole business structure?
Yeah, sure. So I think as I manage the independent pharmacy, I had a bug for just being able to self-motivate and self-initiate, self-implement things. There's just so much I wanted to do. But even though I was able to initiate, vaccination clinics there or organize MTM programs, and I also helped with the insurance clinics too. During open enrollment period, we would help the older adults find Medicare Part D plans, all that good stuff. I didn't get to do as much of that as I would like. I mean, I did more of it than I did at Target, but I still wanted to do more of it. So that's why I decided to open my own business where I focus more on enhanced pharmacy services. And I've it's something I've wanted to do, so I thought, well, why not do this? But on top of that, I also wanted the flexibility. Most people, when they hear independent pharmacy, they think work-life balance. But believe it or not, it's interesting. It can be, but it might not be too. uh, Maybe it's because of the way I'm wired. It was really hard for me to actually find work-life balance while I was an independent pharmacy manager. I constantly brought work home because if you can imagine, while I'm there, it was actually a busy little independent pharmacy. We there. I think there was like one 8-hour shift where I verified 800 prescriptions, or I'm sorry, 500 prescriptions, which was still a lot. 500, 600 prescriptions. That's a lot,
Yeah.
And then so when do I have time to organize a vaccination clinic, do the paperwork for that. How,
Schedule.
yeah, well, you know what I mean, right? So, as you can see, I actually didn't have much work-life balance while I was there. So, one other reason to start my business was to try to obtain work-life balance, which was also interesting. I know it's probably a tip too early, but make sure you take good care of yourself when you start your business. I almost forgot why I started my business was to have work-life balance. So,
Because you just constantly want to work, and like if I don't work, I don't earn money, and hence I gotta work harder. And then when you're in your business, you're your own boss and your own employee, and you just
yeah. And it's your baby. And so, I mean, well, I don't have a baby yet, but I have a feeling it's like it's your baby. So you try to take good
don't
care
want
of
to
it.
be for your baby. Yeah, definitely. So so who did you talk to get your idea up and running? And what are, if you can just kind of think about the blueprint, like what are the steps you took? Okay, I have this idea. Now, what are step one, two, and three? Can you kind of go through those steps?
Yeah, sure. So I think one thing that helped me was Blair Tillemeyer, because I didn't know about pharmacy career coach back then, and so Blair Tillemeyer, she's actually a coach for pharmacists too. So she actually helped. She had like a program where she broke down how do you market your services, a little bit of coding, because I honestly didn't know much about ICD-9, ICD-10, all that stuff. That's something they didn't teach us in pharmacy school. So if anyone's also interested in starting their own business, then maybe Blair Tillermeyer actually might be the way to go, or Sorry, I'm stumbling a little. But anyways, with Pharmacy Career Coach, we help transition people more to different pharmacy settings, but we don't actually help them as much with different, like starting their own business. I think I'm the only one there who actually has my own business. So if you want to go through that way, then yeah, ask for me. I'll try to help you through with that. But I want to make sure people knew about that. But as a blueprint, I'm sorry, I kind of digressed a little bit. What I actually end up doing, like I said first, was Blair Tillemeyer. And for some reason, my brain initially focused a lot on accounting and law because there's a lot of legal and regulations and things like that that goes into it. So I initially at first talked to a lot of friends, and you use your own network just like anything else, just like finding a new job. You use your network. And one of my friends, actually, she had a degree in economics, and so that kind of helped with business administration. So she definitely recommended me talking to a lawyer. So that's where I started out, talking to a lawyer, because I had to come up with, collaborative practice agreements and things like that, and business, like a BAA. And I needed for a lawyer to make sure that I'm not writing something that would actually be equivalent to shooting myself in the foot, you know? So that's important. And then with accounting, I actually made sure, because now my accounting is harder. I can't just do tax refund using TurboTax anymore. So, yeah, so I actually had to get an accountant, or someone who knows how to do these tax refunds for me. And then I actually wanted to do my own bookkeeping, though. I mean, maybe as my business gets a lot more busy, I probably won't have time for that anymore. And I might ask an accountant to do all of that too. But as of right now, I do my own bookkeeping. And so what I did was I actually, let's see, I decided to take a business course. I recently got my executive MBA. So at least I can do, like, I know a little bit of, marketing and everything else to kind of help me out a little bit. So, yeah, my accountant looks at my book and is like, yeah, you did everything right. So yeah, yeah, go me. That class
Right.
helped. So those are the two things I focused on a lot when I first started my business.
And then you were saying lawyer. How did you know which lawyer to choose? Because there's so many different, specialty within lawyer or getting a right attorney. So
Yeah,
is it,
yeah.
how did you choose which one for, is it just a business attorney or is it more pharmacy business attorney?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So what I ended up doing was I chose a contract lawyer, to review my contracts. And you kind of have to look them up. What I did was I just, looked and see what this lawyer specialized in. Well, this particular lawyer that I spoke to was, she specialized in contracts. She also specialized in HR related type stuff, employees, so she can help you with like that employee handbook and things like that. Right. All of that stuff is also legal too. We don't think about it, but it is. And then I also talked to a copyright lawyer because I wanted off script. I think it's kind of a cute name. I don't want someone to take that from me, right? So I had to, talk to a copyright lawyer and trademark lawyer to help me with all of that. And I guess I didn't answer one of your questions about how did I come up with off script consults. So actually, again, using my network, I had a friend who is she she is great at marketing. She's like a marketing guru. She was actually part of the leadership team of a startup, and she did all of their marketing. So I was really lucky to bump into her and know her before I even wanted to start my business. And she's really sweet. She's a good friend. She wanted to see me succeed. So she gave me some pointers and things like that. And the first name I chose, she's like, nope, I don't like it. Too many letters. No one's going to remember that. So she's like, you need to do something else. And her husband was really, really cute. He walked by and he was overhearing what we were talking about. And he was like, you're a pharmacist, off script, off script or something like that. And I was like, I like it, so it was actually from them. And yeah, they were really sweet to help me come up with that idea and introduce me to a graphic designer to help me make like like the logo and everything like that, because I definitely don't have that talent either. So as you can see, it's a lot of networking, and they introduce you to people and they introduce you to people, and that's how it kind of starts, and it's just snowballs from there.